Hi everyone. I'm just making this video so I can break down all of the camera equipment we have and how to use everything. First is the broad strokes. Everybody should have this tripod, excuse me, and a pouch, and this exact bag as well. And I'll go over everything. We'll do the tripod first. It's rather easy. Just loosen it up. Pull it out. That's open, so just when storing, make sure everything's closed. You just pull it open, and you just adjust these tabs to adjust the height. It's got 3 levels per leg. I bring them up as high as I can and then adjust them because it's usually going to go on 2 stairs, so adjust as you need since they're going to go on the bleachers. So those are the legs. Pretty straightforward. Up here, this handle is actually can tighten or loosen if it can move up or down. Like right now it's really difficult to move up and down. If you loosen that, it moves nice and easy. Find the angle that you're gonna set the camera at and tighten it down. It should be a wide shot to capture the whole 60 by 90. That way no one has to pan or zoom in or zoom out. It should be zoomed out to catch everything, and of course zoomed out enough where you could see the maximum height of tosses. These tripods are pretty cool because there's no foot to lose. This screw just tightens down here. That screw won't fall out and just screws onto the bottom of the camera, and I'll show you how to do that shortly. It should be level, so this knob should never be messed with. That just lets you do this, but we don't need that. This one is to rotate it this way. Find it where you need it and tighten it. And this one, this red one, adjusts this height. I for sure always lift this one as high as possible. Tripod's pretty straightforward. In the camera bag, everybody should have the exact same equipment. The only differences are going to be the brand of memory card you may have. Everyone should have 64 gigabyte micro SD memory cards. But we'll start with the camera. Everyone has this Sony Handycam, the HDR CX440. They should all be the exact same. It's a small camera. That is where the screw from the tripod goes into. Lens cap. Close it when you're done, obviously. The zoom in and out, like I said, zoom out. Maybe not all the way, but you want a wide shot to be able to capture the entire show. That's a photo button, don't worry about that. I am going to show you this. In the strap is a USB cable, and I will address that momentarily. That's for power, but I'll show you how to use it. And then there is no on-off button, switch, or anything like that. All you do is flip it open. I don't have a battery in here or power connected, so it's not on. As soon as you open it is when the camera turns on, and then operation is just this start-stop button. It'll be green on standby. You press it once, red for record, press it again, and it'll go back to standby. Simple as that. The memory cards go in here. It's only one at a time. You flip it down, it goes in this slot right here, and you flip it back up. Now the memory cards. Everybody should have this exact memory card case. Now in here is 3 SD card adapters with 3 micro SD 64 gig memory cards. I keep them in the adapters because it's just the small ones are super thin, and I get scared. There's a slot in these cases for the micro right inside, but I just keep them in here because I'd rather break the adapter if something's going to break than, but it's thicker too, so it shouldn't, rather than pulling this guy out, which is way thinner, way smaller. That's how I store it. So I have 3. Everyone should have a minimum of 3. I think one bag I saw had 4. You only need 3. That'll cover a 60 plus unit show. I usually break it down by lunch breaks. 1 memory card until from 8 a.m. to lunch. Another one from lunch to dinner, and then dinner to the evening. And if there's a small percussion show, we never have a full day percussion show over on the Austin side, so it's usually that open class, world class bleeding into percussion, or in the morning percussion into cadet, regional A, novice. We'll break down into one round. Our percussion judges seldom get a meal break; they just go straight through and call it a day. So you only need 3. The memory card goes in. You flip it down. Low goes up. And don't force it. Should go nice and easy. And then if you listen, actually I'll close it closer to my mic. It can lock in. You press it just like I forget the correct technical term, but a momentary switch, I believe it is. But you press it, and then it releases, and you can pull it out and put it in. So yeah, right now I'm not going in very easily, but it should be easy. Never force it in. And then it locks in, close the flap, and ready to shoot. If you need to adjust any settings or anything, it's this joystick. You go up, down, left, right, and you press it to select. That play button is playback. Don't worry about that. You should never worry about that. So then I'll come up between rounds. You don't even have to power it off. You just take out the memory card. I'll put it in an adapter so I don't lose it, because you don't want to drop this on the top level of the bleachers. I put it in a bigger guy, which if it falls, it's immediately. If it falls, it's a much easier item to recover. And then you just grab another card, pop it in, and you're ready to go for the next round. Now I will show you what else is in the bag for operation. I try to keep stuff separately so nothing gets lost. Everyone should have a brick. Mine somehow went missing. Y'all should all say Sony. This is an aftermarket one, but it should say Sony. Normal 2-prong with a USB-A side brick. And then it'll plug in to the cable that goes with it. That's just it's just a USB extension. This is how I operate my camera. Whoops, I'll shut that. This is how I operate my camera. Is the USB cord that goes into the handle, as I pointed out before. If you run an extension cord and no one kicks the plug, you'll have battery power all day, never have to worry about batteries. That's how I prefer to do things. So you just plug this in. If I have it the right way, I didn't. Always the third try, right? Plug it in. It'll take a second. And then, yeah, as you can, there it goes. It won't be instantaneous. It turns on, and see that flash, that flashing icon in the middle was no memory card. What's it say? Oh, lens cap. So lens cap is off, but that flashing icon in the center in the yellow says there's no memory card. So let me put one in there. Flap down. Memory card goes in. Now, at this point, it's already formatted. It's got performances from my last week, but I haven't deleted it or anything like that. So it's ready to go. So at this point, just press record, and as you saw, see if I can, there we go. See how it says red recording, and it's ready to go. Press it again. Boom, green standby. And if you press the joystick, it'll tell you how much record. Watch, see how all those icons went away? All those icons went away. If you press the joystick any direction, it gives you a lot of information, including how much recording time you have left. And this one said like 519. This memory card, I believe, only had, our open class, world class, and percussions. It was like under 20 units. So it says I have 5 hours to go. So could one memory card do a whole day? Sure. If you got just the performances, no extra, performing their program, blah, 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 press record. I don't like to cut it that close. I like to start recording when they cross the timeline, and then, of course, when they're done and when I'm making my announcement, sometime during there or when I'm done with the announcement, it's fine. Not to mention multiple memory cards, it's just a safety net. Make sure we never lose anything. Two things, though, moving forward when you switch them out, like I'll erase these later on, probably Saturday morning. I like to wait last possible minute because it doesn't take long. I put them into my computer, select all the folders, take them to the recycle bin, trash can. I'm using a Mac, so trash can. Empty the trash can, because if you don't empty the trash can, it won't erase. So the card is blank. When you plug it in to the camera, it will then say, hey, we don't have the databases. Do you want us to write the databases? Yes. Just hit yes. It takes less than 5 seconds. It has to remake those folders. And rather than going into each individual folder and deleting, and because you just delete everything, and it'll just rewrite everything, and you're good to go. There is one problem that came up recently. It'll give you an error code or error message that says like the HD folder is full, and here's how you remedy that. I'm gonna try and do it backwards. You go to menu. I'm gonna flip this back and forth a lot, potentially, but you go down to set the toolbox. I believe that's setup. Yep, setup. Every camera should be on media select memory card, because there is a built-in memory in this camera, but it can record 5 minutes, and now it needs to be on memory card. But then, there's format just below it. Click format. Make sure you select memory card, not internal memory. So let me do that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it was up here. You just go down and over. Memory card. Then it gives you this. Do you want to do it? Yes or no? And it gives me time. It gives me 20. An estimated time. It says all the data will be deleted when format is processed. Estimated time to do that 19 seconds. Hit OK. So if you get an error message that says the HD part of your memory card is full, even though you did the trash can thing and deleted the memory card, that's what remedies that. I don't know how that happened. That's the first time I've seen that happen, but that's the solution to making that making all the memory cards work just fine. So I'm gonna go back. Sorry for flipping it, but that should be it. There's a lot of settings, and it's pretty straightforward. This isn't going to be Blu-ray quality or anything. It is an HD camera, but we're not making a Blu-ray or publishing this necessarily. This is, these videos are for Competition Suite, for our review panels. If units are going to get promoted, it is also a reference recording for directors, so it is beneficial to them from an educational standpoint. But again, it's not like some flow marching movie theater Blu-ray quality production. I don't edit these or anything like that, nor should anyone. They should just be, like I said, cross the timeline, end of performance, plenty. And if you, so long as nobody presses the button at any additional times on accident, your uploading should be very simple. And so long as you keep track if there's any unit swaps or units that had to pull out of the event, then your uploading should be very, very quick. And I go over that in a little more detail in the upload video I made. The only other thing I will show, because if you, for some reason, you don't have any outlets or ran out of extension cords for some reason, then each bag should have batteries. Should have a charger. Yours might look a little different. Most of them are this Vivitar charger with a flip-out wall plug, and at a minimum 2 batteries. Most everyone has 2. I have them. I have never used them, but I have them just in case. Because again, if my extension cords go bad, if I run out of them for some reason, because there's not a single outlet in the gym because of poor design, then I'll have to do that. Popping them in is pretty straightforward because they'll go in one way and not the other way. That simple. So you just pop it in the gold prongs to where the contacts are. Pop it in, plug it in, and there's a charge indicator light. It'll go from like red to green when it's charging, and then when it's ready. So you're welcome to do that, but I prefer plugging in to wall power because I've yet to have any problems. It's more efficient, and I'd recommend doing one or the other because I do own this camera personally. I have a personal one, not the circuits, and I left the battery in, and if you leave it in while plugged in, it like zaps it for some reason, you know. So either use battery or wall power. Don't do both. It would be better for a backup, but like I said, it just fried my battery. I can't explain it, but that's what I'd recommend doing. And that's about it. And then at the end of the night, just make sure that you get the last memory card out of there, press it, and pull it out. Flip it up, shut it, and it's off. Unplug this, tuck it back in, shut the lens. Don't lose your brick or your USB extension cable, and make sure you have 3 card adapters and 3 cards. And you can, I guess it would be smart if you wanted to, you know, mix and match the slots. You have 12 of them, you know, morning, afternoon, evening, or however you want. I'm not going to tell you how to organize things in here, but that's how I do it. But I will show you. I'm going to show you at least how I do it. Camera in the big spot, card there. Oh, I will address one more thing though. I almost got away without doing this. Everyone should have this. It's a memory card reader. I even labeled them. They should be around. 4 were purchased. USB. It's only got SD and micro SD. I use this exclusively. I don't use I use those adapters only to not lose those teeny tiny micro SD cards. When I upload to my Mac, I've had problems with those. And in my upload video, I address it. Exactly what the error message is. Again, I can't explain it. When using the built-in SD card reader of the MacBook Pro I have, that's the circuits. So that's why I bought these memory card readers. The circuit bought these, and I've had 0 errors. 0 errors when using the micro SD straight into that smaller slot of this memory card reader. When I drag it Oh, and that's actually one more thing that I didn't address in the upload video. It's also faster. If you're uploading straight from the memory card to Competition Suite, it is slower. So it is actually worth it to drag and drop to a folder on the desk, on My Documents, or wherever it is on the hard drive of the computer you're using to upload, and then from there upload to Competition Suite. It is faster. It is faster. It is faster. It is faster. I promise. So I keep this in the big section too. I keep nothing in the mesh bag. You're begging for stuff to fall out from there. But on this pouch, I've got my 2 batteries and my charger. And on the other side, one, I've got the cord and the brick. And one more thing, I just didn't actually show it happen. Again, there's a silver hole that's threaded, and then that's just a lock for another type of tripod foot. But it just goes on there. And then you tighten it down. It's fun trying to do it one-handed. Oh, do it the correct way. And there you go. And you just loosen it. And nice and easy. Don't forget to do that. Tuck this down when you're done. And make sure you put it back in your bag. Zip everything up. Pull the drawstring taut and you're good to go. That's camera basics. I will make an entirely separate video on using wireless methods to control the camera. That is another method. I've been doing that for years. I'll talk about pros and cons. Obviously the more efficient thing to do would be have a person operate the camera, and all they literally have to do is press start, enjoy the show, press stop. At least in terms of, again, how far zoomed out and everything you should be. And that about covers it. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to me. Contact information is easily accessible. And have a good season.